In the beginning, there was only dusk and dark. A speck of light glistened the cosmos, forming life, our lives. And into that darkness we must return, never-ending, pointless, void of meaning. Some say.
Right, I'm gonna stop you right there. Mr. Walkton, you are on thin ice. This is the third time I've had to tell you, cosmic dread is not an excuse to not pay child support. I have a deep love for cryptids and the mysterious creatures of this world. I think it all stems from my childhood when my dad used to take me to the pub and would let me play in the forest right next to it. I'd spend hours upon hours just looking for pixies, trolls, gnomes, anything that no one actually believed in. I wanted to be the first to find. Of course, I would realize my dad forgot me there, and he would always come back later when it was dark and cold. But still, I was determined. So it makes me so grateful to see that people on TikTok share that sentiment and are currently spreading the good word about the existence of goblins and gnomes. This is the millions wear hats trend, a trend that's grown increasing popularity on TikTok, where people share their stories, encounters, and videos of them interacting with gnomes. Now, sadly, the majority of these people are haters and don't actually believe in the gospel, so the overwhelming majority of them are meaning. I may be 18 years old, but I'm above using that terminology. I'm very mature for my age. 35-year-old milfs. I don't know why I'm coughing, I'm just trying to get underneath a C-section scar. Anyways, although some people are taking this a bit lightheartedly, others have picked up their pitchforks and decided to get mad about it. Because surprise, surprise, somehow this cute, innocent little trend about mythical creatures frolicking in the forest makes you anti-Semitic.
So this is how I mistook an alt-right dog whistle for wholesome fun, and how you can avoid doing the same thing.
Oh my god, absolutely no. I was going to show you a few more minutes of that lady talking so you could have better context, but she is so boring. So I'll just give you the cliff notes instead. Some of TikTok's more, I don't know the nice way of saying this, chromosome lighter individuals seem to believe that the funny little trend of chasing down gnomes in the forest has a direct link to Jewish people. How? Your guess is as good as me. And they've gone so far as to claim that it is a dog whistle. Now, seeing that you are such a handsome boy, I'm gonna assume you spend most of your time chasing after girls or guys and aren't chronically addicted to being the most self-righteous person online. So you don't know what that term means. Dog whistle refers to the idea of saying something without actually saying it. A signal that some can hear and others just can't. And in this particular case, they're claiming that people joking about silly little gnomes and goblins are allegories for Jewish people. And those allegories are going to lead regular people, who aren't in the alleged alt-right, down a dark, dark path. And more specifically, a pipeline that's just going to keep going down until you reach a fellow named Schmittler. I pretend to be a very understanding individual. I'm not. I hate everyone, so fuck you. And I pretend to actually care about what your viewpoints are. But sometimes I have to drop that facade and plain and simply tell stupid people why they're stupid. This is such a time, you f***ing idiots. Let's start with the flaws in your logic and facts. Now, personally, I'm probably just the most not racist person in the room, but I very much struggle to see the connection between mythical gnomes and Jews. You could argue they both wear hats, but as far as I'm aware, that's as far as the connection goes. Now, if this trend focused on the idea of goblins, which it doesn't because it mainly focuses on gnomes, and the goblin spotting just kind of became a byproduct of that meme. I would be willing to listen to what you have to say, because in the past, stereotypes of goblins and Jewish people have existed. However, I've never necessarily heard of the stereotype of Jewish people living in giant mushrooms in the forest. But maybe I just need to freshen up on my Torah. Furthermore, I don't think anybody made that connection in their heads until you lot started making those connections with your videos. It's like when a white social justice warrior guy gets a little bit too heavily involved and ends up accidentally coming off as racist. BLM! Look! It's a black guy! Hi. We need to protect them even from themselves! What? I voted for Obama, by the way! Now, aside from the fact that the humor of this comes at face value, because it's funny to think of a bunch of grown people going to the forest to legitimately hunt mythical creatures, and or believing them real, some of the posts themselves even outright state that they're jokes. So now there's doubly no room for error. The absurdity of it is clearly a joke, and people outright saying that it's for a laugh also clearly makes it a joke. The people who were saying that this is some sort of secret signal to raise an army of young, white, impressionable boys are clearly and quite obviously just a bunch of people who love the smell of their own fart and want others to sniff their waft. There is no alt-right connection. You made it. You have fallen for what I like to call the Hassan-Piker equation. This clearly mathematical theory is of my own creation. You see, I believe if you spend too much time online, you begin to develop a type of brain rot. Staring at a screen consuming only political and negative news is going to take an effect on you, and is eventually going to start making you see connections that aren't necessarily there. And then if you take those connections and put those connections into theory with other like-minded individuals, i.e. your safe little echo chamber that has no choice but to agree with you, you're going to end up turning a pile of horse shit into a mountain on a molehill. And sadly, because all of you are too busy congratulating one another with hand jobs, none of you take just a little bit of a step back and say, hey, wait a minute, this is incredibly stupid, and all of us have collectively done nothing, but we've made ourselves feel really cool about us as people. We're so progressive. And that's fine too, I'm not dissing that. If you straight up come up to me and say, oh yeah man, I'm only doing this because I want to feel better about myself as an individual, I could respect the hell out of that. I could shake your hand and kiss you on the mouth, but I sure as hell can't respect these non-issue showboat activisms. Dude, there are kids in African countries who have to mine cobalt. There are effectively literal slaves. Go focus on that. That's really serious. Like, I don't care if some cereal mascot has some kind of link to the opium trade of the 1700s. I just care what's happening to people now, and if they're suffering. Well, that's not true. I don't care. You guys do, though. I just want to be selfish and play my Nintendo Switch while smoking on an e-cig. But it pisses me off that y'all aren't focusing your energy in the correct spots. So with that, leave the damn gnomes alone. And I just want to clarify as well, I don't hate Hassan-Piker, and not like in a YouTuber, streamer, Twitch way, where I'm like, I don't want to say anything bad about this guy so I can work with him one day maybe. I genuinely do agree with a lot of the points he makes, and I think overall he's not a bad dude. But a big but, I cannot stress this enough, I think he's online way too much. That dude streams 7 days a week for 8 hours. How are you meant to have a normal, well-adjusted opinion when you are just listening to yourself talk all day with very little or almost no pushback? Get the fuck out of here. You can't take someone's opinion seriously who spends that much time online. And that goes for any goddamn streamer, man. How can I trust your word? You don't leave your house. You don't interact with other people. Staring and replying to text is not the same as having a real argument with a real person who has real valid expressions and real valid opinions. God, I'm looking forward to the day that I eat my own words when I eventually start live streaming. Make sure to clip this. Hi, future Deano. Do you still remember December 25th, 2015? Because I still do. Anyways, guys, that's all I have to say on the matter. Legally, you have to subscribe. And what was that noise? Just gonna check this out. Hello? Is someone there? Look, I don't have any money. Jesus Christ, what the hell was that noise? Ah! Oh, he natty with it though. Goblin natty with it though. Oh. This is what I've been waiting for. Legally, you have to subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.